So, do we know what this sander is called? The spindle sander or oscillating sander. Okay? So with the spindle sander, what we want to do first is look at your project, and since we're going to be doing this inside curve, I need to first see if it's going to fit inside this curve, which it might be a little too big, but I'm going to show you guys how to change these if you want to use a different size. Okay? So we have different spindles of various sizes down here. So let's just pick a small one because I can. Okay? So what you would do here is you would use these two tools to take it and put it back in. Okay? Does anybody know what this big green fork is called? It's called a pickle fork. I don't know why, but it is. Because it's green. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe the guy who invented it was named Pickle. I don't know. But this is a pickle fork. Okay? So on this side of the machine, there's a little opening. Okay? What I need to do is slide it in this opening and line it up with the groove here like this. Okay? And then what you want to do is you want to push down, and it's going to lift up the spindle. Okay? So once the spindle is out, put it back down in one of the spots. Then you're going to take a new spindle. On these spindles, there's one side that's flat. Okay? This flat spot needs to line up with this little lip in here, or it's not going to fit properly. Okay? So I'm going to line up that flat spot with the lip, like that. And then what's this? What kind of mount? Dead blow mount. Why? Yeah, so it has some kind of sand, BBs, lead weights, or something inside that gives it more weight, and then when you hit things with it, it's not going to recoil and bounce back so much. Okay? So with this, give it just a little whack. You don't have to hit it a bunch or hit it really hard. Just give it one whack, and it should come out, and friction's going to hold it in place. Okay? Now, this big opening here, we need to cover it a bit. So we need to pick an insert that is going to leave the smallest gap but still have a bit of room around it. Okay? Because we don't want our project to fall in there and get caught, or your fingers to get caught. Okay? So let me put this back in here. And then make sure you put the tools back in here. And then we can start sanding. So we need the power back on again. I know I keep asking you guys, but she can do it again.
Why do you even turn it off though?
Well, just so that I can talk and my voice is a little clearer to hear. That's okay. Abby likes the button, so it's all good. All right. So now, with the spindle sander, the on and off button is here. So when using this, just because there's 4 sides to the table doesn't mean 4 people get to use this. I've seen 2 people use this at the same time. Like, okay, you use this side, I use that side, we can tag team do this together. No, only one person can use this machine. Okay. So when I turn this on, see how it's spinning in this direction? Okay. So when you put your piece of wood on it, you want to kind of push against the rotation. Okay. Because if I go with the rotation, it could like move like this in my hands. Okay. So as I'm sanding, I'm going to push this in this curve here, and I'm going to keep working it until I get rid of all the bandsaw marks and it becomes nice and smooth. Okay, so we're just going to push it in here. Just slowly move around our curve. And just keep doing that until we get right to our line, and until we make it nice and smooth. Okay? Like that. So using a combination of this and the disc sander, I can make it nice and smooth. So now, let's just come over here a bit. I need you guys to move a bit. We also have a belt sander. Okay. So this belt sander can move up and down, so I can use it up like this, upright, and it has a little table here where I can keep it flat like this. So to give our spoon more of a shape, we're probably going to use this. Okay. Now, there's also a little mini disc sander on here. Now, the one thing to be mindful of, it has an arrow going in the opposite direction, so I have to put it on the left side. Yeah, but for the safety test, refer to this one. Okay. Can you make the arrow? Oh, that's nice. All right, so turn this on, there's a little switch here. So I can use the end of this, I can keep it flat, use it flat like this, or I can use this here. Sand inside there. Okay. Or for my spoon, if I want to curve it, I can hold it like this, and we can kind of like curve our spoon like that to kind of give it the shape we want. And then do the same on our hand. Okay. Or we could also use hand tools like rasps and slope shaves, and I can curve the edges and make a nice spoon shape from it. Okay. And then after you've did a rough sanding with all the power tools, then you're going to use hand sandpaper sand and make it nice and smooth until you have a nice smooth spoon that's ready to have a wood finish put on it. What was that? Yes, when you're sanding, always go with the grain of the wood or you're just basically doing a lot of wasted work. What? Any questions about the sanding? Alright, I think we're good. Alright, let's turn off.